Happy Tuesday. Welcome to another dojo topic. Have you ever asked yourself why things aren't going the way you want them to go? Like maybe you just thought, I don't understand this. I'm doing everything that I know to do, but things just don't seem to be going the way I want them to go. If so, that might be why you attracted today's topic on the dojo. That's exactly what we were talking about when we met live. So I'd like to share my screen with you and invite you to join us live every Tuesday. We meet here virtually. You're welcome to join us live and have these live conversations because it is amazing what comes up for us when we actually um, talk about the topic together. And we really enjoy doing that. But just a reminder before we begin, nothing shared in this dojo is meant to become a rule, belief, or teaching you must follow. All of our topics are simply perspectives offered for awareness. You are always invited to take what resonates and release anything that doesn't, because your inner wisdom is the final authority. Today, or last week, our topic was your body is listening. Our words have vibrational frequency, and every word we speak impacts the body in some way. So, if you were not able to join us live or you've not yet seen the video, I will put a link to that video at the end of this video. And today we're going to be talking about the awakening gardener, why your life looks this way, the seeds that you're planting. So, if you're thinking, like, hey, how come things aren't going the way that I want them to go? This may be exactly what you were looking for. This week's dojo isn't about surface level manifestation. This is about seeing the truth of how your reality is actually being created. Because once you see it, you can't unsee it. There's always something inside that's creating what can be seen on the outside. You can't wait for life to change when you are the one planting the seeds of your life. Most people are trying to change their lives by rearranging the outside without ever questioning what they're planting within. And then they wonder why the same experiences keep showing up. This is where we become honest, not to judge, but to consciously notice what's being planted and how it's growing. Because you are always planting something through your thoughts, your reactions, your assumptions, your identity. Nothing in your life is random. It's grown from what you plant. So let's take a pause and reflect a minute on a few questions. What thoughts do you rehearse daily? Meaning, what thoughts do you wake up with every morning? And as soon as you are aware that you're awake, you start thinking the same thoughts maybe that you went to bed with, or what you've got to do for the day, or worries that you had the day before, the week before, the month before. Like, what keeps coming up for you day after day after day? What do you assume will happen next when you notice these thoughts? And what do you believe about yourself that feels true? Because those aren't just thoughts, those are seeds. Most women think they're planting abundance, but underneath, they're watering doubt, unworthiness, waiting. It's not here yet. And the garden responds accordingly. You don't get what you want, you get what you're consistently planting. So let's look at some everyday seeds you don't even realize you're planting, because changes don't happen in big moments. They happen in the quiet, repeated ones. When you're subconsciously thinking that nothing seems to be changing, that thought can seem innocent. It can even feel honest. You can look around and say, well, yeah, I'm just being honest. Nothing is changing. The stuff that I'm asking for, waiting for, hoping for, desire, none of it's coming true. Look around. It's not happening. But this plants stagnation. waiting energy and confirmation that growth isn't happening. And that seed being planted is, this is it. This is as good as it gets. What about when you see someone thriving and immediately feel behind or not enough or wonder, why not me? That seed being planted is, others get it. I don't. Even if you've never said it out loud, even if you only think it, but you don't say it out loud, your body registers it. And that was the topic of last week's dojo, about how your body takes this in. Your body feels these things. When your thoughts include the words if or when I make more money, when they change, if this works out for me, when I finally figure it out, that seed being planted is, now is not enough. This keeps your power in the future instead of the present. And since there is no past or future, you are only expanding stuck energy. When you want something, but quickly follow it with, that's unrealistic. I should be grateful for what I have. Maybe later. That seed being planted is, my desires aren't valid. What about those times when something triggers you and you immediately defend yourself, shut down, over explain, justify, or spiral? That seed being planted is, this is who I am. Instead of living in your power, you create excuses like, oh, I've just always been this way. Relationships are hard. Money comes and goes. That seed being planted is, this pattern is permanent. When you catch yourself saying, it's probably nothing, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if that's even within my power. Or who am I to? That seed being planted is, stay small, stay safe. These aren't just passing thoughts, they are instructions. And life is always listening. Your negative seeds can even cause the positive seeds, the seeds that you've planted that you want to manifest your desires, those can become root bound, depending on how many seeds of the positive you're planting and how many seeds of the negative you're planting. You don't have to catch every thought. Simply be aware of the ones you've been unconsciously trusting, because the shift isn't controlling your mind. It's seeing what you've been planting and choosing differently. So your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to ask yourself, what seed have I been planting that's causing my life to feel repetitive or frustrating right now? What thought or belief has been quietly feeding this? And am I willing to at least pause the planting? You're not changing it, you're just seeing it without judgment. Now choose intentionally as you ask yourself, if I were planting consciously, what would I plant instead? Don't rush to change the answers, just be willing to see them. This allows the power of conscious choice. You are not behind, you're not broken, you're simply seeing what has been planted. And in that seeing, you get to pause and choose again. Right now, in this present moment. Your life didn't grow overnight. It grew from what was planted repeatedly. So the question isn't, why is this happening? The question is, What have I been planting without realizing it? And am I willing to pay more attention to what I'm planting? Stop planting seeds of who you're trying to be. That energy will always carry effort, lack, and distance because trying is a seed and it grows more trying. You don't become successful by planting seeds of trying to be successful. You don't become abundant by planting seeds of hoping to be abundant. That's a garden rooted in not having. Instead, begin sowing from what's already true. You are not becoming the woman. You are allowing the woman, the successful woman, the abundant woman, the prosperous woman, the happy woman, the healthy woman, the intelligent woman. She is not ahead of you. She is you without the seeds of doubt being constantly replanted. Stop asking, how do I become her? And start living from, if I'm already her, what am I planting? So do what you are. Did you hear that? Do what you are. If you're already it, why are you spending energy trying to become it? You are not growing into her. You are growing as her. So plant accordingly. How is this landing on you? What is your energy feeling like right now? We have these types of conversations every week inside the dojo. If you feel the pull, please consider joining us. I've put some reflection questions here. I'm not going to read them to you. This is purely for you watching the replay. Pause the video right here, take a look at the questions, answer them, and be as honest with yourself as you can possibly be. Where did you see yourself in all of this? Were you able to really see how the seeds you're planting are growing certain experiences in your life? Have you ever thought about life as planting a garden, your thoughts as seeds that you're planted? Was this different for you? Was this kind of a shift to be able to see things in a different way instead of what you're experiencing day in and day out? And you're thinking like, I don't know how to get around this. Just a different way to look at it, right? If you want any kind of support with this type of work, please visit me at masteringyourbeliefs.com. In the meantime, this is Nancy Muller, the one and only Life Sensei, saying ciao for now.